Samburu North has been a conflict-prone area. I've said this time and again, and it's out in public domain that it's one of the most insecure places to be. Our central office, satellite offices in Baragoi. Baragoi is known, all across as being one of the most unsafe places to be. Though through a couple of efforts from NRT, we are trying to change the paradigm and engage in peace-building efforts. But the topic ahead of us today is the topic of human-wildlife conflict. The menace of poaching that is deeply entrenched in this society, stretching northwards, especially in Nyiro Conservation Area. It's where we are right now. We are right now in South Hor. Stretching northwards is a place called Sarima, along the border of Marsabit and Marsabit on the north and Samburu County on the south, dominated by the Turkana community. Stretching again southwards towards Tum and then eastwards again towards Lonjorin, and the whole place coming downwards to Wasorongai and South. So it's a place that has been so prone with human-wildlife conflict, and human-wildlife conflict, like this corridor is an elephant corridor, the upwards area full of giraffes, full of Grevy zebras, full of oryxes, full of all these animals, and ostriches again. But the danger has been, aggravated by the problem of drought. This area is a very dry area. Is a terrible area when it comes to drought. People's communities are suffering. Livestock have to be moving from far and beyond distances, going across counties, bringing conflicts between communities. Secondly, again, of course, a very strong reason came up today, and some of these people kill these animals for food, and it's really strange, because when animals are being killed for food, to you and I it will be shocking, but to them it is, yes, because they are hungry, kids are hungry, families are hungry. They have no option other than killing these animals for food. Secondly, again, of course, it's being, as I said, aggravated by drought. Inter-community conflicts are there between the communities which reside in those areas. And it's a quotable quote that I can put out today, that if there is human-to-human conflict, then it automatically translates the same problem to human-wildlife conflict. Because if we as humans don't have peace among ourselves, then you can't expect us to have peace towards animals, towards wildlife, for example. So it's a critical factor in as far as the key aggravators of human-wildlife conflict is concerned. So we've been here today. We brought our heads together as partners, as stakeholders, from government to the development world to conservation partners. What can we do together as conservationists, as government, as all these key stakeholders in helping our communities, not only to rush there and implicate law and order and enforcement of the law, and not necessarily that. It's about communicating to these communities, teaching them. It's a thing of understanding. Do they know that it's not right to kill an animal? The basic awareness of the benefits of conservancies, conservation benefits. Conservation comes with the benefits of tourism, for example, the benefits of programs, of healthcare, of water projects, the benefits of economic empowerment, and all these that cut across. So if these conservation benefits are clearly and well aligned and articulated to these communities will change their mindset towards killing of wild animals.
We are working so hard with our local communities to conserve Grevy zebras, to increase the numbers of Grevy zebras in the northern part of Kenya. And we are doing this by making sure that we work very closely with the local communities in terms of community engagement, in terms of really trying to address some of the threats that are facing Grevy zebras. One of the areas that we work in is El Barza or Baragoi area in Samburu North. And the biggest threat that the Grevies are facing here is poaching. The local communities kill Grevies for subsistence, for meat, especially during the times of drought, where everyone is looking for vital resources such as pasture and water. So conflict really goes up this time, and this is the time where you get that high number of Grevies are being killed in this particular landscape. And we are really working very closely, employing the two communities, the Samburu and the Turkana, to make sure that they get the benefits of conservation, especially on Grevy zebra conservation. And they definitely go to work in terms of conserving and making sure that the numbers of Grevy zebras in these landscapes stabilize or even increase. Alberta or Samburu North is a very beautiful landscape. Some of us, we call it the Fisher Masai Mara of the North. And that's why we are dedicated to make sure that we work with the local communities to bring up the numbers of Grevy zebras in this particular landscape.